The United Reformed Church has a big goal of being net zero in its carbon emissions by 2030. This is a big goal to try and achieve. There is much to do, and we all need to play our part to try and reach this goal. Here are some ways that you can help.
Register your church with Eco Church.
Hi, my name's Lucy Foster. I'm the Eco Church Officer for the North of England, so I help support the Eco Church programme. Eco Church is what I like to describe as a map and a compass for church's environmental journey. It looks at our worship and teaching of our churches, the management of our buildings, the management of our land, how we engage with our community and on the global scale, and also our personal lifestyles. It's very much rooted in theology, God's call to us as humans and as Christians to look after the creation. I mean, we have deeply urban churches, say on Merseyside, through to beautiful, tiny rural churches, all of which have their own context, their own challenges.
Isn't it a lot of work?
You're probably at bronze already. A lot of churches are, because a lot of what we do as churches, almost quite naturally as part of our life, comes under the Eco Church banner. The stuff about having harvest festivals, about singing hymns or songs about God the Creator and God's good creation. And also, things that we do in terms of fair trade, supporting water aid, for instance, campaigning for Christian aid, alongside things like turning gluts of fruit into jam and sharing them with our community, is just stuff that comes kind of almost naturally to churches that we don't even think about and realise that is actually part of looking after creation.
Isn't it expensive?
It's especially interesting in the cost of living crisis to think actually churches can be a real beacon of hope. In doing Eco Church and some of the stuff that we do through Eco Church will sustain and help communities that are really struggling in the cost of living crisis by looking at things around access to food, reducing food waste, for instance, providing access to green space, campaigning for public transport, and on issues around like air quality in deprived areas. We have churches in Cumbria that have reached gold that are tiny churches in very rural and small communities with not a lot of money at all, who have reached gold in the same way that, say, St James in Piccadilly in London has reached gold, but in very different contexts, with very different people, serving very different communities, with access to very different resources. And that's because it all depends on where you are and who your people are and the needs that you're responding to in your community. If you're an online church, you can do it. If you've got a grand old building, you can do it. If you've got a brand spanking new building, or if you have no building at all, if you're worshipping in somebody's school, you can still do this. Or if you're worshipping out on the mountains and walking around, and that's your church, you can still be an eco church.
Isn't it complicated?
The first thing you need to do is basically go onto the Eco Church website, register yourself as an individual, see if your church is already on the system and join it. If not, put your church on the system. It's all really, really easy. And then I suggest you get together with those people you know in your church, get them sat down around a nice cup of fair trade tea and coffee, look at the survey and go, actually, we're doing a load of this stuff here, or we could tweak what we're doing in this section, and we do that easily. Start and look at what we've done and rejoice and thank God for the good things in what we're already doing, and ask for God's help in what else we might do.
What support is there?
There's a dedicated Eco Church team of 6 people who work supporting the whole programme. Our bespoke resources that are specially tailored for each category. They're available if you go on the website. You can just pop in and find them, and they often direct you and signpost you to other sources of information, other bits of guidance, other organisations who are specialists in what they do and can help you and provide you with all kinds of inspiration.
Get to know your Green Apostle.
Hello, I'm Dalian Tinkate, and I am one of the Green Apostles for the Northwest Synod. Every Synod has a Green Apostle. Every Synod works slightly differently. In our Synod, we have a bi-monthly eco newsletter. It is jam-packed with eco links, with good news stories of eco churches, and also events that is coming up. The aim for this is to support churches along the eco journey, but also to encourage each other and learn from each other. If you want to know more, please contact your Synod office or go to your Synod website or contact church and society.
Take a look at the URC environmental policy. It explains what we as a denomination want to achieve and how we're going to do it. Working in harmony with nature and each other. Together we can make a difference.
For more on what you can do to help us achieve net zero carbon emissions by 2030, please check out our website.